Join us every week for coaching and Q&A. You'll learn how to get more listings signed and sold following the simple and fun easy listing method. Plus, find hidden gem tips and get motivated as you surround yourself with like-minded peers in this weekly mastermind. Let's jump in.
Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning, Michael. How are you?
I am late, but I'm good otherwise.
That's okay. That's okay. We'll let you come on in. Come on in. Well, obviously, Robert's not here. You have me today instead to answer any questions anyone may have. So I know Polly was interested. She has seen your name come up in the MLS, and they're in Arizona doing the online bidding stuff.
And Mike, you and I have talked a few times.
Yes, we have.
So it sounds like you're using the program, and so I need to talk to you offline to figure out what's working for you.
Okay. Yeah, my little tiny brokerage that I'm with, they're watching me with bated breath to make sure that what I'm doing works great, and then we're going to take it all brokerage wide.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you know when Robert's going to do his next round of 5 listings in 30 days group?
I think he's starting that in March.
In March, okay.
Yeah, that's when the easy challenge is starting. I'm waiting for. I'm cheating. I like cheating. But I've got a house that's being built right now, and the builder wants me. You know, it's a single custom home, single guy, and so he wants me to do the videos, you know, time lapse kind of thing, watching it going up and all that, and put it on the platform. So let me ask you this. I don't know if this happens in other states, but here in Arizona, we've got something called Coming Soon, which is not completely on the market yet, but people can see it.
Right.
And since we, have the 6-day deal, Thursday through Tuesday, what do you think about putting a property like that on the platform and just, being able to accept offers and all that, but still have the bidding event with an open-ended closing date, simply because we don't know when construction's weird. We don't know exactly when it's going to be done. So
we can definitely
how do you handle that?
So we could do a coming soon for sure.
Okay.
Under construction, coming soon, and we often will have a page for coming soons. And then we don't have to have an end date on it, because obviously construction, you don't know. You're right. There's often delays for whatever reasons.
Right.
And then as we get closer to the idea of having a closer idea, then we can try to put a date on it if you want. If we feel like we can, if we get to that point in time.
Right.
But we can definitely have that coming soon, and getting offers coming in now. Or getting people, at least getting people of interest.
Right. And what I'm thinking and hoping is that somebody would come in with hey, I love the house, the renderings that you've got going on are great. I just want to choose my own colors, and instead of that wall, I want this wall over there. And so here's enough money to make all that happen. And just because, again, my seller might just say, okay, I'll take it. We'll do it your way.
Absolutely. And as far as those final details, I'm going to defer over to Robert as far as putting dates on it and how we want to handle the finer details. But yeah, this I can see definitely doing a coming soon, no date attached to it, more open-ended things for those under constructions.
Okay, have you done it before?
We haven't done one under construction, no, but we have put things up coming soon, knowing that it's not quite on the market yet.
Okay.
We have not one that's under construction, so that's why it's new to me.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
I see John joining us, and Brett.
Morning, John.
Welcome.
Hello. Good morning, everybody. Afternoon, really, here in Cleveland.
It is early afternoon for you, isn't it? And then there's Brett, I see, coming in.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Someone else is still in the morning time. I like that. So, any questions? What else is going on?
Sure.
Mike had some good questions there. How about you, Frank?
Yeah, I gotta see what the group thinks. I have a house that will be coming up, it's a great property. It's a fixer, so I think it's going to draw a lot of investor attention. You know, and thinking about putting it on the platform, the issue with it is it's not super easy to get to, and once you get there, there's like not a lot of parking for people. And you know, if you're trying to get 50 to 100 people in there, it could pose a problem. But you know, the property itself, I think it would be awesome if you get even 50 people in there. Any suggestions?
If you have a trouble getting that number of people in there at one time, could you do a longer period of time? A little more time constraint on you being there for a longer day, but that might give people more time to spread out.
Well, that's not the issue for me. It's just you know, you don't know when all these people might show up. You know, you could be open for 8 hours, and the problem is when I say it's difficult to get to, it's not like, oh, how do you find this? It's easy to find, but then a good portion of it, once you get close to the property, the road is really only single vehicle, and then once you get there, there's not a lot of place for people to park. It would be like a Chinese fire drill, people to come in and get out. So that's the bummer because the property, I think, would draw a lot of interest.
Frank, is there any chance that you could um, use some type of a landing page to have people schedule an their visit to your open house? You know, tell them there's 20-minute time slots and we're going to do 3 an hour or whatever. I don't know. I'm just trying to guess here. Maybe have 3 or 4 parties at a time on the property
You
so
know,
that every
maybe do a Calendly thing, and then they go on there, whatever time slots are open, they can fill them. Yeah, that could work.
Yeah, and just put
There's
it
an
out there
idea.
that you due to parking or fire hazard or traffic or whatever, give the reason that is our sort of this is an exception to a typical open house.
Yeah, it would be an open house that's scheduled for participants.
Or maybe is there like down the road a place to park and you can just shuttle people back and forth
Right.
and rent a van or something?
Uh, that's more than I would want to get into.
Okay.
it, you could get a second person to restrict access, do the takeaway at the same time. Hey, we're so busy, we're only allowing so many people to come down here. I mean, I've had that we had a property like this, a fixer in Mount Lake Terrace that was in a neighborhood, but it was hard to park. It was on a busy street and, we had a lot of activity. So that's what we did was, unfortunately at this time, come back in 10 minutes, see what happens, or we can take your number and text you when it's available. And that kind of brings the takeaway as well.
Yeah, one of the things that I've found effective for me in the past is having complete walkthroughs on video posted on a website. I did an auction last year and the people who ended up buying the house were out on the West Coast and they had a local realtor come by because they felt like they had walked through the entire house with the 2 or 3 videos that I posted on my website. I started at the front door and walked through the whole first floor, and then I shot another video from the top of the basement steps down into the basement, and I walked every square inch of the basement. It was a horrible basement. It had a 1/2 inch crack, 4 inches high, all the way through the basement. Everybody said we'll give you 130 to 140 tops, and we sold it for 220. And so people will watch videos and be used to videos and not even need to come to an open house. One thing to keep in mind, the Easy platform is a fantastic way to gather additional listing opportunities or buyer opportunities by having an open house that gathers 50, 75, 100 people. But not every situation is the same, and not every situation presents the ideal circumstances to gather that many names, and you're running headfirst into that. So in this particular property, your best bet may be to shoot a good 8 to 10 minute walkthrough video of each floor of the house and be as open and transparent as possible about every single flaw in the house, and then let the platform do its job. It will allow people to get into a FOMO mode where some flippers may be more in need of their next project and are willing to spend a little more. And that transparency on the easy platform gives them the ability to continue to push that price up and up and up till you get to fair market value. So don't always think every single listing that you put on the platform is going to be perfect and is going to draw a crowd of 100+ people and is always going to be just exactly what you want. You're in real estate, you know, every home is different. So take advantage of what the platform has to offer, but at the same time, utilize some of your other real estate skills to be able to take advantage of the platform and get it in a position where people are willing to sign in and sign up and upload their proof of funds and participate in the event, if that helps.
No, that the video walkthrough, that's a great idea. Yeah, and I know
Oh,
that
man.
I know that this isn't one size fits all. You know,
Right.
I could see getting it together with someone and sizing up the situation and saying to the potential seller, it's like, yeah, I have this program, but I don't think your property qualifies for it. So we may have to go to plan B. But the video walkthrough is a great idea. I don't know why I didn't even think of that myself, but yeah.
Frank, you could go and anybody on the call could go to my website. It's jfmarketing.us. You'll see my smiling face on the home page, but if you click on past auctions, the one you're looking for is 3260 Dover Center Road. And that gives you an example, an idea. And even when I use the EZ platform, I go ahead and post the same kind of walkthrough videos on my website, and I can drive traffic to my website. I can drive, if you're ready to bid, if everything you've seen looks like you want to participate, then go ahead and click here and it'll take you right to the bidding platform. There's those kind of things. This particular property I mentioned to you I wasn't part of EZ at that time. But that's how I will work it in the future as I get listings and move forward.
What's your web address again?
J like John, F like Freilich, marketing.us.
Thank you.
And this ties into what, Robert's been talking about over the past couple of weeks also, regarding the buyer's pool and analyzing, do you have 100% buyer's pool being able to do this? Or are you in some sort of restriction where your buyer's pool is going to shrink because not everybody's going to want to live in a 55+ gated community,
Well,
or
yeah.
50 miles away from school and grocery stores. You've got to, I've got one of those fixers also. So, what do you do? You market it the other ways that, we know how to do. And, Robert's got some great ideas with that also. And you're right, Jeff, videos, if a picture is worth 1,000 words, a video is worth 1,000,000.
Out there buying based on videos and not even 7 foot in the home.
Yep, it works for me.
Thanks for all the feedback, folks. Appreciate it.
We're all here for. I say we because it's not just me. It's a team here. What else do we have going on out there?
Well, like I just mentioned, I've got another property that I've been going back and forth with this owner for probably 2 years as a personal friend. And he has a house that the tax rolls put it at 1,800. The actual square footage is closer to 4,200. They're unpermitted additions on there, but they're done nice, so they're done well. And also, he recently had a flood in it, so most of the 4 feet up, drywall is gone, and the place needs to be remodeled because it was built back in the 70s, so the bathrooms are probably 3 foot by 4 foot. So having a master bath that small, just it's not conducive to what's going on in today's market. What would you guys think is the best course of action? Does he fix it? and bring it back to where it was? Or does he sell it as is, saying, hey, you're going to remodel this anyway, so why put the money into it now? I don't know. Ideas?
How does your seller feel about the concept of fair market value? Or does he have an inflated value in his mind that this is his little baby, it's going to be his retirement when he sells it for $1 million?
Well, and that's a very good question. He is very well educated. He is on top of the market pricings. I send him comparables to different things, monthly. He's well versed. So,
Well,
there
let
was
me
a
ask you this,
okay.
Michael. You mentioned that there were some additions put on that never got vetted by the city. There's got a tiny little bathroom in the master bath. Some other what I refer to behind the scenes as warts on the property. How do you find comparables in a neighborhood when you've got those kind of things going on? Because in my mind, without even seeing anything, there probably are very few, if any, comparables to what he's got.
That's not true though in this neighborhood. It's everything is running between uh probably 3,000 and 5,000 square foot now. There's been a lot. He was one of the first houses built in there, and then they just kept building on. The thing is that he doesn't have a tennis court or a pool where a lot of the other houses like that do.
Is he the
You
one
know,
who
it,
did the additions?
say it again?
Is he the one who did the additions, or were they already done
No,
when he bought the property?
he bought the property that way.
Are a lot of the other properties in the neighborhood comparable with add-ons? Have they added on to their properties like he has or like someone did?
Yes.
Okay.
And
So
some
we're
of them
getting
are actually
closer
built
to
that big.
comparables. Yeah, we're getting closer to having true comparables. Again, it boils down to a lot of times when you have a house that's been redone, it doesn't flow well, it feels like an add-on, all kinds of things that impact the true market value. And where does the seller lie? Does he need the money? Does he feel that he has to get a certain amount for the house? Is he just willing to sell it and understand fair market value in a competitive bidding situation, a competing offer situation? And will he accept fair market value? Those are attitude questions that you probably want to clarify with your seller.
Yeah. No, he at this point, their this is their retirement. So a year ago, the house was valued around 750. Today, there's another house that is the same square footage, same type of floor plans, same bedroom count, but it's got a tennis court and a pool, and it hit the market at 650. So he was very upset with that, saying, "Oh my gosh, my house is now in the 500s." The thing that I'm worrying about for him is if he does move back here to Arizona, because he doesn't even live in the house, it's vacant. Is this house is too big for, a pair of senior citizens to live in. So they need to offload it. They don't need 5 bedrooms or 6 bedrooms, and 3 living areas and all that. They can make a darn hotel out of the thing. And the taxes are eating them alive too, because the taxes are in this area are very high. The thing that I'm thinking is don't do the repairs on it and just sell it off and take what you can get and run. And, again, with that, the buying pool is going to be smaller, but you're going to look better with videos, that you can, get people across the country and all sorts of different investors because it's a beautiful house, beautiful neighborhood, beautiful area. It's just this
Sure.
house is a beater.
Well, from a marketing standpoint, you hit all the high points. If he would foot the bill to have a professional videographer come in and then put together a sizzle reel of the property and the neighborhood and the community, that's something that could attract outside investors. At the same time, from an internal point of view, you need to have a conversation with him about the time value of money. He's already seen his property start to decline in value because the neighborhood is becoming better and better, and his house is stagnant. It's unoccupied. And so it's never going to go up in price because the homes that are being built or are being upgraded are becoming much rosier properties than what he has. And if he were to just take fair market value for what he has now, and being an educated, smart guy, invest that money somewhere else where he could get a return on his investment that's not turning into a rotten banana, then maybe he'll be able to say, yeah, I do need to just cash out and do something better with my money, because the time value of money, and especially when you're getting eaten alive by taxes will outpace inflation every day, all day long. I've got a customer right down the street. She won't sign a listing agreement, but the house has been vacant for 4 years. I keep trying to tell her, look, you spent $24,000 on city taxes, and you live in a home 3 cities away, and she still won't pull the trigger.
Mike, you said it was in good workmanship. Has he talked to the city or had a contractor talk to the city on his behalf about grandfathering it in, or what would it take to bring it up to code so then you can sell it at its full square footage?
I remember having that conversation with him. I don't remember what the results were, but yeah, I need to check that out, because that would help if that wasn't an issue. Because I know it's since it was built in 72, it's got to be back in the 90s if this was done. So being there 35 years, who knows?
Yeah, maybe
That's a
in.
great point, Polly. Yeah, Polly, that was a super idea, because if you can advertise, that all the additions, and I don't know who would ask whether or not it was approved by the city or not, but do you have to have an inspection prior to sale, prior to closing, to where they
No.
would check for those permits?
No, all that can be waived.
Okay.
Right, but then the problem would come in with the appraisal, because then it would appraise at what the records are sometimes,
Yeah, no, that's true.
But I mean, sometimes appraisers will appraise on, if it looks like it's, quality workmanship. I have had them appraise and not go along with the tax records. And you can always have, I know his big deal is taxes, but you can always have the tax assessor come back out and have him remeasure the house. And then if they say, was it done with permits, say, well, he bought it this way, and, and it may make his taxes go up to the current square footage, but at least then you could sell it for that if they update the tax records.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, no, that's good, Polly. Thank you.
What city is that in?
Glendale.
Ooh, I might know somebody, so I'll talk to you offline.
Okay.
Good ideas for you there, Michael.
Well, just run into problems and share them out. So speaking about sharing them out, how come nobody goes on the Facebook group?
I don't use Facebook very much at this point in time, but I do need to get on there more often.
I'm trying to be better about Facebook as well.
Especially, with this group, if we, like we did today, start running across things and ideas and, problems and start sharing them, we've got a lot of talent. There's just a lot of talent here, guys.
Absolutely. And you can start solving these problems within ourselves 24/7, not just once a week. As these problems come up on a Thursday morning or Friday night, Saturday afternoon, there's somebody that can probably answer that question or give you their input right away. So
right.
Don't have to wait till the next Monday morning Q&A. Let's see, Ronald and Mike, you've been kind of quiet there listening in. Do you have any questions?
I have a question for John again. What was the property address on your website under the past auctions?
3260 Dover Center.
260.
Were you able to find it?
Hang on, let me check it out. I see it. Very good.
Scroll
Thank you.
down. Yeah, scroll down a little bit. You'll find 2 or 3 videos. I shot those. I edited them. I added the titling and everything. I did everything for those videos. Didn't take me long at all.
Yeah, that's definitely a fixer.
Hey, John, what program do you use?
I use Snagit and Camtasia. Camtasia has become a very, very easy to learn tool to edit videos, and you can buy their or subscribe to their external assets like pictures and videos and stock images and all that stuff to go along with it, and a lot of stock music as well. So through Camtasia, they have everything you need to edit videos, and once you understand it, you spend 2 or 3 hours playing with it, you'll be able to do whatever you need to do.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you much. Appreciate it.
Can someone talk a little bit about that 5 listings in 30 days challenge?
Michael, you've been doing that one.
Well, no, not well. Are we doing it, or we've been going through it? Yeah, Holly, basically, Robert has a training that he puts together, and it's I think it's 5 weeks, and we've done everything from develop mailing lists to work on mail merging to editing introduction letters and some seller magnet things. And basically there's a couple of different avenues that it seems to take. One is to have one database where you're going to mail out 100 mailings and just basically hit them every month with a different mailing. And then there's another one where you take 100 people and you divide it into groups of 25, and you for 1 week you take those 25 people and knock on their door 5 a day, hand them an introduction letter and a 30,000 foot CMA on the first round. If they're not there, and you use a door hanger device to hang it on their door, if you've got their telephone number or email, you can take a picture and with a little note saying, hey, just dropping this off. I think it might be valuable for you. It's a little bit of information about what your house is worth right now, and I can sell your house for no commissions. On the second one, usually 3 days later, you're hitting that same 25. You do another introduction letter, another seller magnet, and a more detailed to really drill down on their house in particular. But it's still not a complete CMA. It's still going to leave a lot of questions. You're hoping that they're going to give you a call and let you know, hey, I'm leave me alone. I'm going to die here, or yeah, let's talk about this. And then 3 days after that, you drop off like a Buffini goodie bag. One of the examples would be during Christmas time, you go to the dollar store, get a mug, some candy canes, some bags of hot chocolate, and you do a detailed see a little bit more about how the easy method works. And you also again you take a picture, you if they're not home, you send them a video text message saying, hey, here's this is for you. One of the things that he says is really good is if you leave a explanation video emailed to them of their CMA at the same time. Then what they're going to do is they're going to be, my gosh, you have been working really hard to get my attention and to get my business. And the response would be something like, and just imagine how hard I'm going to work to sell your house. So basically 25 houses a week, 4 weeks, different 25 each week, should end up with at least 3 listings. The people that have been doing it in his brokerage, I guess, and I don't know, Michelle, I think you're associated with the brokerage a little bit, so you can nod your head to confirm this. But some of the people that are using this system are getting 15 listings a month. And in doing that, I don't know if it's happened more than once, but I guess it's happened at least once. But they have, started to, hire people to do some of the work for them. The agents are still dropping off themselves and doing the video description of what is on the CMA and how the numbers, they came to those numbers, and that the easy system is going to be making the market determine your value instead of a realtor doing their good job of doing this a long time and guessing what the property is actually going to be for the market value. Because a house is worth what it'll sell for. It's not worth what we say it will. You know?
Are
A lot of
these like
people- a lot
distressed
of people-
properties or?
Go ahead, Polly.
Oh, I was just wondering if they're distressed property or how do you pick your list?
Oh, the list can be, well, it can be anything. It could be a neighborhood. It could be FOMO or for sale by owners. It could be, if you're subscribed to expireds,
So any list.
it could
Okay.
be pre-foreclosures. It could be, what else is there? Empty nesters. That's a nice one. People that have owned their house for a while that that the kids have grown up and moved out, and they're like in this 4,000 square foot house with two people. So it just all the normal spots.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, and I'm pretty good at data mining monsoon. So if you need help with that, let me know.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Any questions?
I'm gonna head out, guys. I just wanted to stop in and check in, see how the meeting was going. So I'm glad I had a chance to participate. It was nice seeing everybody, and we'll see you again next week.
Thank you.
Thank you very
John.
much. It's a good inputs there. Appreciate
Thanks,
you.
John.
Thanks, Michelle. All right, bye-bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
I've seen your little square there, but we haven't heard from you. Do you have any questions? I don't want to leave you out. Yeah, I'm mute. Okay. Well, Robert said this was more of a Q&A, so I'm here to help answer. Oh, there he is. Yes,
Yeah.
Ronald.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Want to make sure you're
Yeah.
not just sitting there, in the dark, so to speak.
No, I hear. I hear everything.
Okay. Sure everyone's getting their questions asked and answered. Is there anything you need from me? Robert's your normal host, and he has lots of the informations, and is a wonderful, wonderful resource. Anything that I can add to it, I'm here today. So,
Are there any other bidding platforms around us that you know of? I don't know of any.
Well, 72 Sold was kind of doing the same thing. Now they've abandoned that and got, going to X or whatever it is. A different business model.
Yeah, and they're getting sued again.
Yeah.
uh-oh.
Yeah, we need to get this normalized out here, and that's, agents that I talk to about the platform, they say, well, gosh, this sounds fantastic. Why are you telling me? Said, because we need some synergy. We need people to do this. You know how many listings are? I can't do them all. Paulie and I can't do them all. My brokerage and Paulie and I can't do them all.
Buyers, if they're easy addendum, that's what we are saving the industry with our buyers agents. We're giving our buyers agents the opportunity to earn their full commissions.
Yeah. See, now it's interesting here. We've had in Arizona, and my broker is looking at this and talking to other brokers on, their broker hotline stuff. In Arizona, the status is that once it's set, you can go down, you can't go up. And that's what, she's looking at and trying to figure out with the addendum, whether or not that can be in there for that. So once she gets all of her ducks in a row, she's going to talk to Robert and discuss it with him to see if he's got a way around it. But just because you write it doesn't make it legal.
The reimbursement, their commission can go down but not up.
Correct. So whatever the original buyer broker agreement states, and say they agree to, I got $900, Robert's example, it can't go up, period.
Is that Arizona state law?
I don't think it's a state law, because I think my brokerage, we have an addendum that's broker exclusive where we can change the amount and I think we can go up, or they're looking, I think, and they're looking at like new homes and things like that where you can go up more, but I'd have to go back, but I think on my addendum, I think we can, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, it's
On the AAR form, you can.
I don't, again, with my previous brokerage, they were dead set on, hey, whatever it is, you can go down, but you can't go up. So, having that in there on the easy addendum, I hope is going to be what works. I hope it is, because it does
My
solve a lot of problems.
understanding,
Huh?
that's my understanding by having our clause on that addendum, that this will supersede anything else, period.
Well,
So,
anyway, to be seen. Still in process.
yes, we're all, it's, walking a new
Still
road here.
shifting.
And
Shifting
things are
sands, you're
changing
right.
with the NAR again anyway. There's another lawsuit coming, so. But I bet you Robert's correct that, within a year, we're not going to have a buyer's agent. It's only going to be listings.
We will be going that way. Well, folks, anything else?
Well, I'm just yapping to fill time because I can and I like to talk. So
No, are you?
me, yeah, a little bit.
I'm ready for that next listing to come on.
My one down in Casa Grande, he's not calling me back for some reason. So, I don't know, but I got another couple out in Fountain Hills that are looking to do something. It's probably a $650 for a $1,000 house. So I'll find out about that probably this afternoon, Michelle.
Okay, sounds good.
And thank you. Yeah. Anyway, I got to sell houses, guys. If you got any referrals, we'll take them.
One, but it's out in Bullhead City, so you don't want it.
Not for a trailer. If it was 300,000, I'd do it. You know that.
I know.
Hey, Paulie, you want to go out to Bullhead City?
Well, not for a trailer, but I would go out for a house. Yeah, I've done it.
It'd be right around 100,000, so it's
Yeah.
so.
So how did these folks find you?
My mom and dad,
Huh?
they found me when I was born.
Oh.
Oh, it's your mom and dad.
If you need
No,
a referral out there, I have
okay.
a great network of
That-
referrals.
That changes things. Doing things for family is why I'm doing something for Casa Grande. Because who would want to go down to Casa Grande?
I've gone down there.
Michelle, did they want, maybe I should help you.
We can talk
You did-
later, Mike.
All right. All right.
You think about it.
Yeah, no, I might need to charge you gas money, but probably work something out.
My dad will make you a batch of snickerdoodles when you show up.
That might be
So-
worth it, Mike.
All right. Well, yeah, let's talk offline.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna hit it today. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome and good luck, team. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, have a good week, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Well, I guess we're kind of just down to the random stuff now. So,
Yeah.
okay. So, Paulie, you still have my number?
I do. I'll give you a
Okay.
call.
Call me.
Okay.
Michelle, call me. Ron, hey, I haven't talked to you very much, so call me.
Okay. I'm signing off as well.
Alrighty. Alrighty, folks. Take care, and you know how to get a hold of me if you need me.
All right. Have a good week.
Thank you. You
Bye-bye.
too.